Massachusetts is steaming ahead toward a fully reopened economy with changes coming fast. The Minuteman High School robotics team achieves a real first. And the Arlington International Film Festival has chosen its calling card for the 2021 Fest. That and more up next on ACMi News.
From McLennan Park to Spy Pond, from Poets Corner to the Mystic River, we have Arlington covered. We're your neighbors, a friend you can turn to. This is ACMi News.
Hello, Arlington, and welcome to ACMi News. I'm Jason Audette.
And I'm Paul Werlin. Another week, another accolade for Arlington. That's sometimes how it seems. Last week, the town was bumped up from bronze to silver level as a bicycle-friendly community. Town Manager Adam Chapdelaine explains why you should be impressed.
Arlington recently was upgraded from a bronze level bike-friendly community to a silver level bike-friendly community by I believe they're called the Bike League of the United States. It's a nationwide organization. And it really is an important recognition amongst limited company, right? There's about 19,000 cities and towns across the entire United States. Only 487 have a designation as a bike-friendly community, whether it be platinum, gold, silver, or bronze. Only 104 have silver. So I think it's clear that there's always more and better we can do to make Arlington bike-friendly, pedestrian-friendly, transit-friendly. But it's a great acknowledgement of tremendous work that's been done over the past 5 or 10 years by volunteer boards like the Arlington Bike Advisory Committee, the Transportation Advisory Committee, and staff like Dan Amstutz, our senior transportation planner, Jenny Raitt as the director of planning and community development, and other members of that team, Wayne Schrenard, Mike Rademacher in engineering and DPW. Again, do we have more to do? Yes. But are we, in a lot of ways, a nationwide leader on building a bike-friendly community? We are. And I think it's I actually tweeted yesterday saying this is a great, fresh dose of positive perspective in that we always have room for improvement, but we're pretty good. And we should take, we don't have to always bathe or, bask in our own glory, but there are, I think it's appropriate to take a step back from time to time and recognize how far we've come and the good work that so many people have done to get us there.
The Baker administration filed legislation on Wednesday, May 26th, to extend some emergency measures currently in place via executive orders that are set to expire on June 15th, when the state of emergency will be rescinded. As we have reported before, business restrictions are lifted as of May 29th. Of particular note is a provision that will continue to grant restaurants special dining permits for outdoor dining through November 29th, 2021. Without a legislative extension, these special permits would otherwise expire in early August. So here in Arlington, we might be able to enjoy outdoor dining for a lot longer than we thought, due to more popular support than safety concerns at this point.
We can look forward to walking into a refurbished, resplendent town hall soon as well. Senior news producer Anim Osmani tells us more.
Town Hall administrative offices are reopening to the public on June 15th, the same day the Massachusetts state of emergency ends.
A combination of the CDC's updated mask guidance, then followed by Governor Baker's announcements regarding both mask guidance and the lifting of the state of emergency on June 15th, directly influenced or impacted our decision-making. For a while, we had thought that August 1st was more of a targeted reopening date based on the governor's guidance. But once he announced the lifting of the state of emergency, we felt like reopening town hall once the state of emergency was lifted was the appropriate thing to do.
The town still encourages residents to make full use of the available online resources and the drop boxes located around Town Hall to conduct municipal business such as paying bills. These approaches have proven to increase safety and be more efficient. Adam Chapdelaine says that a remote work policy is being finalized that would allow some town employees to balance remote work and in-person work.
We do totally envision a future where remote work for certain positions in town government becomes much more normal.
Still, residents and employees alike will have the opportunity to re-engage with each other in person. The town asked unvaccinated individuals to mask up when entering Town Hall. In instances where lines might queue up, a social distancing setup is implemented. Those are probably the only changes residents will experience between now and pre-COVID visits to Town Hall. Another change we'll get to see soon enough is that Town Hall might look better than it did when everything locked down over a year ago. The floors have been refinished, the walls have gotten a new paint job, and Town Hall Plaza will soon get to sport a new and improved look. Reporting from Town Hall, still in transition, I'm Anim Osmani, ACMi News.
Thank you, Anim. Following up a story from last week, we are happy to report that Eddie has returned home. ACMi News got word from Ann McNaught, owner of a pug who went missing last week, that Eddie simply showed up on the family's front porch. They have no idea how he got there, but he looked like he'd been well cared for, so they must think someone must have dropped him off. Ann McNaught says that she is completely beside herself, filled with joy, relief, and gratitude. We love those happy endings.
ACMi has enjoyed a fruitful collaboration with the Arlington International Film Festival for 11 years now, and a tradition we always enjoy is the announcement of the winner of the poster contest each year. As always, we were able to speak to the young artist who designed the winning poster, which has a distinctively different look than those of the past. Mass art student Elena Mathis visited Studio A and explained what inspired her winning design.
The sort of thought process for this being the sort of character was sort of, I had heard that there tend to be documentaries at the film festival, and I was thinking about like, oh, what kinds of documentaries have I seen that I really enjoyed? And I kept thinking about like nature documentaries.
Some of the best ones, for sure.
Yeah, and how some of the segments that I remember the most are ones where it's like some kind of silly looking bird that has some kind of like, you know, fancy dance or something, and you know, it's filmed and like talked about so seriously, but it's just like, you know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It just makes you giggle.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, that's the concept, is sort of like, I can include cameras because everyone wants to film this bird. And, you know, there he is right in the middle, and, you know, he loves it, you know, that's the...
Right, he's actually saying,
yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I gotta ask you, how does it feel to go into a competition with your classmates in this case and come out the winner?
I was really surprised. And I've never won anything like this before, so I'm really happy about it as well. You know, cute little animals and stuff is just the kind of thing that I draw in my spare time mostly. So, I don't know, it's just that being like the you know, first thing that's sort of professionally worked out for me is sort of a door open, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, it's really encouraging. Like the kind of thing that really grabs me and gets me excited also is what people want to see.
The show goes on, tweeted the Capitol Theater earlier this week after a pandemic-induced shutdown that lasted for 14 months. The theater officially reopens on Friday, May 28th. The first week's feature films include Cruella, Quiet Place 2, and Nomadland. All tickets are now on sale for showtimes and ticket prices. Visit their website at capitoltheaterusa.com. We want to congratulate the Capitol for surviving an existential threat posed by the pandemic.
As we make our way back into the world again, take the opportunity to visit the 2021 member show at the Arlington Center for the Arts. The You Plus Me exhibition is set to close on Friday, June 4th. The show is free, and tickets are available on the ACA website for this exhibit of pieces that speak to the various ways we can experience togetherness now and envision future possibilities.
There's always a lot going on in town, but check this out. The entire Arlington community is invited to a special event next Saturday, June 5th, sponsored by the Facebook group Everything is Free Arlington. Starting at 9 a.m., the neighborhood around the Pierce School will be the site of a massive yard sale in which everything is in fact free. ACMi's In-Young Kim met with the organizers to find more about this unique form of treasure hunt.
Are you looking for a good treasure hunt in this fine weather? Everything is Free Arlington, a popular Facebook group in town, is holding an exciting in-person event on Saturday, June 5th. Started by Veronica McDonald King in 2015, the group has grown to almost 8,000 members who share the wealth with each other. I met Sarah Goodrich, the organizer of this free yard sale event, and Karen Turrell, another member.
Everything is Free Arlington. It's a Facebook group that was created primarily to build community and reduce waste. So people post things on the Facebook group and give them away, absolutely free with no expectation of payment or trade. Sometimes it's not material goods. Sometimes it's, I need a ride to the doctor's office, and somebody will give someone a ride to the doctor's office. It's such a wonderful and fun group to participate in.
What is the event coming next Saturday?
So the idea of having a free yard sale where everything is just free and you can put it all out at once is a great way to get rid of a lot of items or to claim a lot of items all at once. And I got the idea from another group in another neighborhood who was doing the same thing.
It's a little bit like a treasure hunt because you never know what's going to be outside and you can find some really great things. And so I'm really excited. We have a lot of people who are interested in joining. I know we have at least about 25 addresses that have signed up. We have a Google sheet where people can put their address, not their name. We're not trying to identify every family, but at least addresses so that we can create a map that people can use while they're walking around.
What are some things the participants should consider?
We really want people to know is that you don't have to be putting something out for free in order to enjoy walking around the neighborhood and getting and finding things that you want to take home. You don't have to be from the neighborhood. The only thing we ask is that you don't bring your stuff and put it on people's driveways because we don't need more stuff.
I understand that community building is an important goal of the group. Can you share any examples of that?
During the pandemic, there were things that were hard to find. Toilet paper was hard to find. And I had the opportunity to help somebody who was struggling to get toilet paper because you cannot buy toilet paper with food stamps. And so I was happy to share from my toilet paper supply. So it really is community building. I see many people posting that they are supporting homeless shelters, or they're supporting families after a tragic fire to rebuild their home.
Here's a fun fact about this group.
One of the jokes in Everything Free is it's hard to know from a photograph how large something is, but somebody put a lime next to the item and said the lime is for scale, so you can know how big the item is. And now it's kind of gone from there. We've had lemons for scale when people run out of limes.
Lastly, what hopes do you have in starting this event?
My hope is that all the neighborhoods in Arlington will decide to do their own neighborhood yard sale in a different weekend in a different neighborhood. We can travel all around. So it hopefully will encourage more people to come. I will also encourage more people to participate, to put things out. If I only had 2 or 3 items to put out, I might not draw a crowd. But if my neighbors have a lawn full and I put out my 3 items, hopefully those 3 items will go as well. And I'm really excited to wander the neighborhood, like Karen said, looking for treasures and having the opportunity to say hello to neighbors that we haven't seen all year.
After a long period of restrictions about gathering together, this treasure hunt-like events can be a significant moment of reconnection for the Arlington community. I'm excited to stop by. For ACMi News, I'm In-Young Kim.
A group of Minuteman High School students recently won 2 awards at the FIRST Robotics competition. FIRST is a global nonprofit organization that advances education in STEM subjects, as their acronym reflects. FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. Arlington was well represented on the award-winning robotics team at Minuteman, so our senior news producer Anim Osmani made the trip to Lexington to get the full story.
There's a first time for everything, as a first-year teacher at Minuteman High School led its first robotics team to receiving its first ever awards in program history at a competition sponsored by a nonprofit that happens to be called FIRST.
It was always kind of in the back of my mind, so I actually have done this before. I started after college. I really wanted to start my own FRC team. I was on one when I was in high school, and it's what inspired me to want to be an engineer and study at WPI. And then after WPI, I was like, I really want to keep giving back. This is just like the light of my life.
Deanna Clark, an engineering teacher and faculty advisor for the robotics team, assembled the team and prepared them to enter their first competition. In the years before COVID, teams were given a game to partake in, and students then took on the challenge of building a battle-ready robot to compete.
This year, they modified it a little bit. So they had 3 different challenges. They had an innovation challenge, which was like a research project. They had a game design challenge. You could actually design your own FRC game, and we had one of our students design one, and he won the award for Rookie Game Design Challenge, which is awesome. And then there was a third called Infinite Recharge at Home, which is basically building the robot to play a modified version of an old game from 2020. And they had like driving challenges and ball shooting challenges, and we also competed in that.
As you just heard from Deanna, Minuteman was awarded the Rookie Game Design Challenge. They also won the Rookie Game Changer Award for their success in the Infinite Recharge at Home Challenge.
Those were the only 2 awards that we were eligible for, and we won both of them. We weren't the only rookie team in our division. We were competing against a lot of other teams, so to be honored not 1 but 2 was just totally blew our minds. It was awesome.
The first robotics competition is a very competitive event, and it took a lot of preparation to come out on top. Sophomore coder Charlie Brule describes it this way.
It's a long process. It was like several months, but the early part of that was we were meeting like once a week for like an hour to go like model various parts of the robot, and then later on we spent like 10-hour days on the weekend like fully building everything up. So it definitely was a very back heavy production. The weekend event was literally called Robot in 3 Days Procrastination Edition. Because we kind of expected to be able to we'll have each person assemble a subsystem and then build the robot, but that ended up we just did not have the time, so we just kind of had to all go to one place and then just build it as quick as possible.
One of the talented students from Arlington who joined the team just a couple of months ago could not have been more excited to realize she was part of something special.
So far, the experience has been awesome. Being part of a competition, doing the community service, since I'm the media leader, taking videos of everything and documenting everything, editing all together, and having these I don't know how to describe it, keepsakes, I guess, of the team and how we were when we first began. It's kind of really awesome to be a part of it.
I think I'm looking forward to seeing the team grow, and it's not just the same 10, 12 people throwing most of the robot together, and it becomes more of a community thing. Now that we have a robot, we're going to be doing tons of outreach events and demos and showing it off a lot. Mostly just showing the robot off. It's a cool robot.
Well, especially here, as I learn more about multimedia, I can become a better media leader for the team, which means I can be more I can't find the words, but I can be a better media leader, I can be a better editor, I can be a better documentarian for the team, and that is just kind of really exciting to me to see how far I'll grow in my shop personally and for the team. And it's all just really exciting to have this kind of new leaf, a new chapter of my life that I can be a part of, and it's great. I love it so far.
The kids just love it. It really ignited this passion and this spark in them that you just don't see in a typical classroom, because it's just so hands-on, it's so engaging, it's fun, it's competitive, and it's real-world engineering.
Reporting from Minuteman Regional High School, I'm Anim Osmani, ACMi News.
There's a lot of action, as always, going on at Arlington High School, so we're sending it to our Studio B crew for the latest Ponderscope.
Welcome back to the Ponderscope, your Arlington High School news, updates, and more. The Middlesex League has recently changed their guidelines for youth sports. Athletes and officials are no longer required to wear their mask if they play an outdoor spring sport or a low-risk indoor sport, or if they are on the bench or in a dugout. Visitors, spectators, volunteers, and staff of indoor sports are still required to wear a mask, as well as any athletes who play a moderate-risk indoor sport. You can find the link to the full guidelines in the description below. Just a reminder to send in your final submissions for Citizen of the Month. June will be the final month in the school year to have a student nominated, so be sure to vote using the form in the description below. As the majority of students are counting down days until June 24th, our beloved class of 2021 has already had their last day of school. Fortunately, recent changes in COVID guidelines have made it possible for our seniors to have a unified prom, which will be held at AHS this Saturday, May 29th from 7 to 10 p.m. In addition, a mandatory graduation rehearsal will be held on Thursday, June 3rd in the Red Gym before the long-awaited graduation ceremony the following Saturday, June 5th. Graduation will be broadcasted live on ACMi's public channel and YouTube page. To see all the senior event information, check out the link in the description below. Seniors, on behalf of all the underclassmen, congratulations. We wish you the best of luck with the next chapters of your lives. I'm Jasper Zelmer, and thank you for tuning in to this week's Ponderscope.
That'll do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in to this week's newscast. For Jason Audette and the rest of the news team, I'm Paul Werlin. We'll see you next week. Stay safe.
You can always check out our latest segments and newscasts on the web at acmi.tv/news. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ACMi News. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You'll find us at youtube.com/ACMi News. If you have any news tips for us or wish to become a citizen journalist, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at news@acmi.tv or stop by ACMI Studio A at 85 Park Avenue.